There is a level of mental and physical strength that makes a person feel almost impossible to break. The kind of strength that doesn't shake under pressure. The kind that doesn't collapse when life turns against you. The kind that makes others wonder, how can someone stay this calm, this disciplined, this strong? More than 150 years ago, in the streets of old Japan, one samurai discovered exactly how to build that kind of power. Not through talent, not through motivation, but through something far more terrifying: the complete elimination of weakness. Before we go deeper, take a second to like the video, subscribe, and share in the comments one area of your life where you struggle to become strong. Most people believe strength is something you add. More discipline, more motivation, more confidence, more routines. But history tells a different story. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how he did it and how you can begin doing the same. Chapter 1. The Young Man Who Kept Losing, Japan. 1850s. Late Edo period. The old world still breathes through the streets of Tokyo, then known as Edo. Wooden houses line narrow roads. Merchants call out from shop fronts. The sound of sandals scraping against stone echoes through the evening air. Inside a small dojo lit by oil lamps, a young samurai stands barefoot on worn wooden floors. His chest rises and falls heavily. Sweat drips from his jaw. Across from him, another student lowers a bamboo sword. The match is over. Again, another loss. The young man's name is Yamaoka Tesshū. At this moment, he is not a legend. He is not feared. He is not admired. He is simply a man who keeps losing, again and again. Not because he lacks strength, not because he lacks intelligence, but because every time the moment comes to act, he hesitates, just for a fraction of a second. A pause so small nobody speaks of it, but large enough to defeat him every single time. And this is where most people live. Chapter 2. The Invisible Enemy. Tesshū began to understand something that changed everything. The enemy was never the man standing in front of him. The enemy was the delay inside him, that tiny moment between thought and action, the moment where fear enters, doubt enters, excuses enter. This is where people break, not in battle, but before battle, not in hardship, but in anticipation of hardship. And this is the exact reason most people today never become strong. They don't lose because life is difficult. They lose because their mind negotiates with discomfort. Chapter 3. The Body Must Obey. So Tesshū changed the way he trained. He no longer trained only for skill. He trained for obedience. His body had to learn one rule. When the mind commands, the body moves. No bargaining, no delay, no mood, rain or cold, exhaustion or pain. He trained, strike after strike, hour after hour, until his arms trembled, until his breath burned, until the body stopped asking for comfort. This is where physical strength begins, not in muscles, but in obedience. A strong body is simply a body that no longer argues with discipline. Chapter 4. The War Inside the Mind. But physical strength alone is never enough, because many strong bodies hide weak minds. So Tesshū turned inward. He entered Zen practice. Long, silent hours, stillness, pain in the legs, tension in the back, thoughts rising like storms, fear, failure, self-doubt, memories of every loss. And he did not run. He sat with it. He watched it. This is where real mental strength is born, not by avoiding discomfort, but by remaining still inside it. The mind slowly stops reacting, the body stops panicking, and the self becomes quieter. Chapter 5. The moment everything changed. Years passed. Not days, not weeks, years. Then one evening inside the dojo, something happened. Another duel, another exchange, another split-second decision. But this time, there was no hesitation. The opponent moved, Tesshū moved, no thought, no fear, no internal voice, only action. Pure, direct, unbroken. The strike landed, and in that moment, he understood. Strength was never something to gain. It was something uncovered by removing hesitation, by removing fear, by removing the part of yourself that keeps asking for permission. Chapter 6. How this applies to you. This is exactly where your transformation begins. Not tomorrow, not when motivation arrives. Today. Your weakness is not lack of potential. It is the gap between intention and execution. You say you will wake up early, but you hesitate. You say you will train, but you negotiate. You say you will change, but your mind offers comfort. That gap is your enemy, and every day you allow it to exist, it becomes stronger. Chapter 7. The Samurai Method. The Samurai Method is simple. Do the thing before the mind begins its negotiation. Move before the excuse forms. Act before fear builds language. Train the body. Still the mind. Repeat until action becomes identity. This is how ordinary people become frighteningly disciplined, not because they feel strong, but because they no longer obey weakness. A person who has mastered both mind and body carries a different presence. They do not speak much. They do not panic. They do not seek validation, because strength has moved beyond performance. It has become identity. This is what terrified opponents in old Japan. Not the sword, the stillness behind it. The absence of fear, the absence of hesitation, the certainty of action. The question is not whether this strength exists. It does. The question is, will you build it? If this video spoke to something inside you, subscribe to the channel and join this journey. And tell me in the comments, what is the first weakness you are going to eliminate starting today? Because the strongest people are not born. They are forged, one difficult decision at a time. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for your time and attention. It shows you're serious about changing your life. See you in the next video. Remember, some of the strongest minds that ever lived didn't become powerful by adding more. They became powerful by removing everything that made them fragile. Fear, hesitation, dependence, excuses. And few men embodied this better than Yamaoka Tesshū.